Welcome back. A blockbuster political battle brews in Mumbai with Shiv Sena, UBT, Uddhav Thackeray. And the challenge it is receiving. Yes, we are talking about Aditya Thackeray versus Milind Deora. And Aditya Thackeray will get the challenge from Rajya Sabha MP, Mr. Deora. And the face-off is in Worli, which is one of the 6 assembly seats in Mumbai South. Aditya Thackeray, son of Uddhav Thackeray, holds this seat. He won the seat by a margin of 67,000 votes. Milind Deora is a Rajya Sabha member. He was elected from South Mumbai in 2004 and 2009 from the Congress. Subsequently, he lost both 2014 and 19 Lok Sabha elections from the same constituency. Deora switched sides in 24 months before the Lok Sabha elections. He was given the task of handling the Worli constituency during the Lok Sabha polls. Despite being Aditya's constituency, Worli saw mere 6,500 vote lead for UBT. Now earlier, the Mumbai South was considered a stronghold of the Deora family. Milind Deora won the seat 4 times, including the hat-trick win from 84 to 1991, and his son, Milind Deora, claimed 2 consecutive wins. Now let's listen to some of the political reaction and then let's get into this conversation as to why he has to fight this election. Is he getting into the state politics? Because Milind's father, Milind Deora, though started as a state strongman, Mumbai, but made a transition to the centre. And Milind, unlike his father Milind Deora, started as a politician for the centre, was MOS in Manmohan Singh's ministry, is going back the other route and making place in the state politics. Let's listen in.
वैशाली देवी बिल्कुल जीतेगी और ये जो लड़ाई है, जो चुनाव है, वो महाराष्ट्र प्रेमी वर्सेस महाराष्ट्र द्रोही ये लड़ाई है। पिछले 2 साल में आपने देखा होगा तो एकनाथ शिंदे ने और बीजेपी ने महाराष्ट्र को जो लूटा है वो लूट रोकने के लिए हम लड़ रहे हैं। सारे उम्मीदवार लड़ेंगे, बहुत सारी पब्लिसिटी के लिए लड़ेंगे, ये चुनाव है।
अब वो तो कोई भी लड़ सकता है भाई, लोकतंत्र है हमारे देश में और संविधान सबको इस बात का की इजाजत देता है कि कोई भी किसी के खिलाफ चुनाव लड़े, कोई पार्टी किसी दूसरी पार्टी के खिलाफ चुनाव लड़े। अब ये तो अब बीजेपी में है, बीजेपी को फैसला लेना है कि उनको चुनाव लड़ाना है कि नहीं लड़ाना है, किसके खिलाफ लड़ाना है, किसके खिलाफ नहीं लड़ाना है।
जिस तरह से आदित्य ठाकरे के सामने मिलिंद देवरा को चुनाव लड़ाने की चर्चा चल रही है, अगर मिलिंद देवरा चुनाव में उतरते हैं तो कितनी बड़ी चुनौती आप लोग देखते हैं उसे?
देखिए, मुझे कुछ इसके बारे में पता नहीं है, सब सूत्रों के माध्यम से चल रहा है। पर जैसे कल भी मैंने कहा था, दूसरा उम्मीदवार कौन खड़ा हो रहा है वो हमारे लिए इम्पोर्टेंट नहीं है। हमारे उम्मीदवार ने जो काम किया है और आदित्य जी ने जो मंत्री होकर भी उन्होंने वर्ली का साथ दिया है, कोविड के समय पर रात दिन वहां पे उन्होंने काम किया है, उस वजह से उनकी भारी बहुमत से जीत होगी। और मैं कल भी कह रही थी 2019 में जो वो 70,000 के मार्जिन से जीते हैं, उस मार्जिन को का भी आंकड़ा वो पार करने वाले हैं। उम्मीदवारी किसी की भी जाहिर करें, पर इससे स्पष्ट है कि अभी तक सूत्रों के हवाले से खबरें आ रही हैं और सूत्र बताए जा रहे हैं। महायुति ने अब तक किसी को डिक्लेयर नहीं किया, मां झूठी गठबंधन ने, क्योंकि कहीं ना कहीं जैसे आज संजय राउत जी ने कहा।
Now, the larger issue is why is Milind Deora fighting this election? 1. Secondly, what's happening in South Mumbai? 2. And third and the foremost, what will be the shape of this election? In the studio, I am joined by my input editor, Deshpande. I'll also be joined by S. Balakrishnan, the executive editor, Free Press Journal, and Sanjay Jog, senior journalist from Mumbai, joins me. Thank you all of you for joining me on this show, because the election of Maharashtra has become more interesting, and within Maharashtra, you have the Mumbai election, which is even like a sort of a different pie, election within an election. It's like a greater Bangalore election when we say Karnataka election, and when we say Mumbai election, it holds more than 40 seats. So if you do well in Mumbai, you do pretty well overall, because you know it adds to the larger kitty. Maharashtra has 288 assembly seats, and out of that, in this Mumbai area, you get more than 40 MLAs. You have a big chunk. Brijesh, why is Milind doing this?
Well, it's not Milind who is doing this. I think it is Eknath Shinde who wants this to be done. And if you see, right from the start, when Eknath Shinde broke away from Shiv Sena and became the real Shiv Sena, becoming the chief minister, he is clear. He had avoided taking on the Thackerays and he was smart enough to do that because he never wanted to give them the sympathy. He never wanted to be seen as somebody who's trying to rob the political legacy of the scion of Balasaheb Thackeray. I think it's a clear departure from his earlier tactics. And asking Milind Deora to contest from Worli will just increase heckles for Aditya Thackeray. I'm not saying that Milind Deora in itself is such a big politician that he's going to defeat Aditya Thackeray. But if you add behind Milind Deora, add the political might of Shiv Sena, Eknath Shinde faction, then you have a challenge at hand. Okay. And so what he's doing is going to confine Aditya Thackeray to Worli Vidhan Sabha seat.
Let me go across to Sanjay Jog. Sanjay, do you think that Milind can take on Aditya in his home turf?
Very interestingly, like during the last election, Aditya had won by 89,000 and almost 248 votes. So within Uddhav Thackeray led Shiv Sena, after fielding or renominating Aditya, they were talking about increasing this margin. So as yesterday also he said, he is least bothered about who is, pitted against him. He is taking it to the level of Maharashtra Drohi, means those who are against Maharashtra and those who are in favor of Maharashtra development. So right now by fielding, this is again, I spoke to Milind Deora, only after his tweet, the discussion has begun about as if he has been nominated. I spoke to the Chief Minister's office also and the Shiv Sena's party spokesperson. They are saying that there has been no formal announcement yet. But as you rightly said, if at all Mr. Shinde decides to field Milind Deora, this will be an interesting fight undoubtedly. But there are different angles. Worli is not just restricted now to Marathi-speaking dominated area. Apart from Marathi Manus, because of the this coming of all those offices of multinational companies, banks, financial institutions, private equities, it has now become a kind of a cosmopolitan area. Apart from that, there are multi-story high-rise buildings wherein non-Marathi speaking population has definitely increased its size and also its strength. So, by fielding Deora, Eknath Shinde is not just hinting that he is going, to lure the Marathi.
Sanjay, what has Milind tweeted? Chief Minister Eknath Shinde ji believes that justice for Worli and Worli cars is long overdue.
Absolutely.
Together, we are paving the way forward and will share our vision soon. And he says,
it's Worli now.
It's Worli now.
Absolutely. I go by that tweet. But, generally, we have to wait till the final announcement.
Oh, that is understandable, But if you look at this, he'd say it's Worli now.
Yeah. Absolutely. He has already gone into this electoral mode, undoubtedly. But what is interesting is that, by fielding, if at all it happens officially, by fielding Deora, Mr. Shinde is not just cracking the whip, not just luring the Marathi Manus, but also the non-Marathi speaking people, which has gathered a kind of a strength in that Worli. You may be aware, in Worli and the part of Lower Parel, it is now known as the Upper Worli or Upper Kapare. So, he is definitely looking at this kind of angle, and because of pro-business, industry, Milind Deora's kind of a stature, he would like to bring into the fold this kind of voters. So this is definitely going to be an interesting battle if it really happens, because Mr. Thackeray will also have to strive to get this non-Marathi votes, as he always claimed that my Hindutva is not of Janmadari, but of encompassing all communities and castes. So that's definitely...
Sanjay, there's one more thing which I want to ask. I covered Milind when he was in Parliament. He was a suave guy from South Mumbai who did Delhi's politics. Now, Murli Devra still had that Mumbaiya swagger.
Playing guitar.
He still... No, I'm talking about Murli Devra. Milind was a different sort of a person, playing guitar and other thing that came with Milind. But Murli Devra had a Mumbaikar swagger. Even when he went on to become the minister, he still had that thing. So the question is, Milind is making a journey from Delhi's politics, ultimately he's now a Rajya Sabha MP, into the basic, which is called the state politics. Do you think that this transition is going to be smooth? Because Aditya, on the other hand, has been a state politician.
Milind has grown up into the mold of Murli Bhai. He is known as a Murli Bhai, as you rightly said, Kartikeya. He started, as if from an outsider, but he became a Mumbaikar, typically. So, Milind knows basically the bits of what's happening there. From slum colonies to the high-rise building, he is definitely has got a following. The only challenge, and that is definitely an important challenge for Milind Deora, is to further strengthen and make inroads in those muhallas, slums, juggi jhopadis, apart from increasing his hold in that, educated and, white collar people residing in Worli constituency. One more thing, very interestingly, it has also got a minority community, wherein because of the Lok Sabha election, where the Maha Vikas Agadi had succeeded to, garner the sufficient votes as well as support, Milind will have to reach out to them again, saying that, boss, Eknath Shinde, even though he is with BJP, but he has not compromised on reaching out to all sections of the society. I think Milind will definitely play this kind of a tune while reaching out to the voters.
Okay, now let me introduce S. Balakrishnan, Executive Editor, Free Press Journal. Thank you so much, sir, for joining me. So, how do you look at this Worli thing panning out now? Milind coming out with the tweet, "It's Worli now."
See, this is virtually conceding defeat to Aditya Thackeray.
Oh, really?
Because the very fact that you are not able to find a suitable candidate to take on Aditya Thackeray shows the enormous confusion and then the dissensions within your rank. And Shaina NC, I broke the story about Shaina NC has already started the campaign. She is the state treasurer of the BJP. She has been asked by the central leadership of the BJP to start her campaign in right earnest, and she has been assured that her candidature will be announced officially in due course. And in good faith, she has done that. But according to me, sources say that Ashish Shellar, who is the city president of the BJP, simply just does not want Shaina to enter the fray. Apparently, there is a lot of infighting within the BJP unit in Mumbai, and so much so that Aditya Shellar has even declared that Milind Deora will be the winning candidate. From these, you can very well understand the amount of bitterness and infighting within the BJP. And all this is going to work in favor of Aditya Thackeray. And other important thing is that Aditya Thackeray, the seat he got last time, the seat was vacated for him, the sitting MLA, Sachin Aher, who's not only the senior leader of the Mill Workers Union, he's also the nephew of Arun Gavli, who still calls shots in Mumbai, especially in central Mumbai. So this is a major advantage for him. And the other thing is that the average Shiv Sainik, he feels that a person who is the grandson of Bal Thackeray, they don't dare oppose him. Whatever it is, they might have left Uddhav Thackeray, gone to this party, that party, but still the emotional connect with the Thackeray surname, it is still very, very strong. So whether it is Milind Deora or anybody else...
I'd like to interrupt you for a minute. Are you say, you made a very important point. Was Shaina was the one preparing for this constituency?
Well, absolutely. And I mean, he's absolutely right that Shaina was not only preparing for this, she was started meeting people, sending out, feelers. And there was also this theory also in the reckoning that if she doesn't get a ticket from BJP, she might turn out to be the Eknath Shiv Sena candidate from Worli. And now it looks like, once he has announced his candidature, there is a massive fight between Shellar and Shaina NC. So it will be very, very interesting to see who finally gets the ticket. So it's I completely agree with Mr. Balakrishnan that the opposition, I mean the other side, as Aditya is the sitting MP there, the other side is not exuding that kind of confidence, and it's going to be a very difficult challenge for Milind Deora to get the urban vote, to get the local Marathi Manus vote, the hardcore Shiv Sainiks who would and that is the reason why Eknath Shinde had very smartly not touched the Thackerays. When it came to that bank account or the building, he never went for that. Because he knows that, once you go for that, then there will be a groundswell of sympathy for the underdog, who in that case would have been Uddhav Thackeray and Aditya Thackeray. But he never went for that. This is the first time that he's directly taking on the Thackerays, because everybody knows that, his Milind Deora is very close to Eknath Shinde's son, and is also very close to Eknath Shinde.
So, Mr. Jog, as Mr. Balakrishnan pointed out, Is there a problem in, going for consensus candidates, since on both sides you have three parties? On both sides you have three parties. So is seat adjustment the real deal or real issue in Maharashtra elections? जो सबसे बढ़िया करेगा वही जीतेगा, something which we witnessed in Haryana.
Kartikeya, despite making loud claims of Mahayuti ka to understanding within fraction of seconds ho jayega. Till yesterday, Mr. Fadnavis last night after reaching Nagpur, having third, fourth, sixth round with Amit Shah, said that there is an understanding over 278, still 10 are remaining. So as you rightly say, there is definitely a problem within Mahayuti. Why to criticize Mahavikas Agadi? So again, Worli is an issue because Shiv Sena led by Eknath Shinde is unable to find a suitable candidate who can really take on Aditya. And that's why this will be his own choice. But there is definitely going to be a major issue with Marathi, non-Marathi votes.
Sanjay, is it like Navya Haridas in reverse? No pun intended. Because this time when against Priyanka, that Navya Haridas has been pitted. I understand. As you have given a space to a woman candidate. Another woman candidate, someone who has made her own political career, and you have pushed. You have not pushed a local. So in this case also, Aditya has a stronger candidate, but what do? You push up another face, someone who is more known. Is it something like that?
Yeah, Kartika, but we are missing out one angle. There is another Marathi Manus which has been filtered by, that is Raj Thackeray. So
Satish.
He is also taking it very seriously. This
Satish.
election. Sandeep Deshpande.
Sandeep Deshpande.
Yeah. So we should not miss out that angle. So again, there will be a kind of a two Marathi candidates to be fielded or pitted against a non-Marathi guy. But here, what the two Marathi guys are going to take it up is Marathi Asmita without, doing it, directly or indirectly, targeting Eknath Shinde, that you talk of that I am a proponent of Marathi Manus and Hindutva, but you are unable to get the Marathi Manus to field in this constituency. So that is definitely going to be a very interesting, that will be at play when the campaigning really starts.
Okay, let me take a closing comment from Mr. Balakrishnan. Do you think that the MNS candidate, Mr. Deshpande, can make a difference to this fight, sir?
See, Deshpande is an outsider. He is not from Worli area. And B, the Manse's track record, the strike rate, if you see in the past election, has been very pathetic. And if at all anything, Sandeep Deshpande will end up dividing votes, anti-Shiv Sena UBT votes, and this will go to the credit of Aditya Thackeray. So instead of complicating the situation, he's going to willy-nilly end up helping Aditya Thackeray. And simultaneously, if you see in Mahim, there is a bitter fight going on between Raj Thackeray's son, Amit, and then the Shiv Sena Vibhag Pramukh, Vishal Samant. So they are trying to make things difficult for Aditya over here, but this will really help Aditya by dividing anti-Uddhav Thackeray votes over here. And apart from that, Worli still, even though there are so many multinationals, open offices and all that, their employees don't stay in Worli constituency. They come to work in Worli from outside the constituency. So Worli still remains with the BDD Chaul. And BDD Chaul is a very important Dalit component. There is Siddharth Nagar, which is another very strong component. There is the Machimar colony, the fishermen's colony, which is also hardcore Shiv Sena. And one thing I must tell you, Shiv Sena, UBT, whatever might have been the split, but the people's emotional attachment to the Thackerays and the Thackeray surname is very, very strong. And this will help Aditya Thackeray in a major way. And apart from the one more thing I must tell you, Aditya Thackeray for the past 5 years, he has done remarkable work in the constituency. He has maintained contact, if not directly, through his entire, the Shaka's network over there, maintained contact, solve people's problems, so many things that he has done in his constituency. So all these factors are going to help Aditya in a very, very big way. And that is one of the reasons why Eknath Shinde is very reluctant to come out openly to oppose Aditya Thackeray.
Lastly, before I let go of you, you're saying that Aditya has done a brilliant work. If I may ask you, who has the edge in this election? I know it's too early. Is it Uddhav's alliance with Congress and Sharad Pawar, or you think Eknath Shinde Ajit and
In
BJP?
Worli? In Worli?
In Maharashtra?
No, overall, after the BJP's hat-trick in Haryana, the BJP's morale has lifted in a very, very major way. The BJP is in an extremely confident mode, and you see the kind of pathetic infighting which is taking place in within MBA, within the Congress party. Yesterday, Varsha Gaikwad's sister was given the ticket. There's a huge revolt in the Congress party against this kind of dynastic politics which is kind of happening. There's a massive mess within the Maha Agadi, and Uddhav Thackeray's demand to announce his CM phase has been snubbed by no less a person than Sharad Pawar himself. And there are serious allegations against Sharad Pawar which was leveled by Vanchit Agadi and all that. So there are a lot of questions which the NDA will need to resolve. As of now, it is the BJP-led Mahayuti, despite the infighting and all those things, it is in a much better, politically much better place than what it was during the Lok Sabha elections.
I think you have summed it very well. Mr. Balakrishnan, thank you so much. Mr. Jog, thank you so much for joining me. Quickly, which means that Haryana has complicated Maharashtra for Congress?
Well, I would not say that Haryana has complicated Maharashtra for Congress, but I would say this thing for sure, that it has given a booster dose to BJP. And what is happening is that post this booster dose to BJP, nobody is taking Congress seriously, which is, that is the reason why we are seeing this, 85, and, no declaration as far as 33 seats are concerned. But it would be, the figures are changing a lot over the period of last 24 hours to 36 hours, with many saying that, the Congress might end up contesting more than 100 plus seats. If that happens, I think the Congress would be able to salvage some sort of problem. But if that doesn't happen, Karthikeya, then I completely agree that that Haryana has, completely destroyed whatever advantage they had post 2024 general election.
So I think at the end of the show, I can only say that it's going to be a very, very tough fight for Milind Deora, because not only is taking up Aditya Thackeray in his Garh, but Mr. Thackeray seems to have done a fantastic job. That's one. Secondly, this might be a fight for TV, but the response on the ground might be different, because ultimately the proof of the pudding is in eating it, and the politics you do at the level of the Lok Sabha is pretty different from the politics you do at the level of the Assembly. But then for that we'll have to wait. Thank you so much for joining me on Point.